Now, I come to you today without an opinion on a subject that may bring out strong emotions from some of you, but I assure you, I take a neutral stance. By the end of this, you won't know where I stand on any of it, because that's not what the speech is about. I'm here to encourage you to do something that might seem outrageous. I want all of you to think for yourself. We live in a world that's split right down the middle. Good versus evil, light versus dark, however you want to look at it. Doesn't matter. But what this means is each side has a list of requirements. If you believe one thing that falls under one side, then automatically you believe everything that also falls under that side. And I'm here to tell you that that's just not the case. You don't have to care about anybody else's opinion, but your own. Let's talk about this water bottle. I like this water bottle. It is my right to like this water bottle. This water bottle is blue. You might not like that. You might not like the fact that it doesn't hold enough water, but whatever your opinion would be, it'd be different than mine. If it is, it'd be a bit outrageous for you to run up here and take this from me just because you don't like it. And the reason for that is, me liking this has absolutely nothing to do with you. And all of you can see that. Who cares if I like this water bottle? It has no effect on you. Now, what if we apply this logic to something a little bit more serious? According to the Ultimate Movie Rankings, 82% of all Marvel movies cross the $100 million mark, while only 70% of DC movies cross the $100 million mark. Using this information, we can assume Marvel has more fans. But if we looked at it from a different perspective, say in 2012, Marvel The Avengers made $3.9 million opening weekend, while in 2016, Batman vs. Superman made $4.2 million opening weekend. Using this information, we can assume DC has more fans. Now, these two ideas were meant to compare the exact same thing, but only using facts that portrayed what the media wants you to think. And this is done to create an opinion for you. Now, you guys don't have to do that. You don't have to think about it that way. And if you have a social media account, beware, because it actually gets a little bit harder. The American Political Science Review wrote an article in 2013 that states, social media interaction can amplify media bias. And what this means is, if you have a social media account, you're more prone to see news feeds that are filled with headlines and stories and pictures that become so repetitive, you start to think that this is true. And you see the same thing, the same headlines, all reworded, the same type of pictures, well then, this must be true. This must be how it is. It's all over the media. And there's more than one article that states this one thing, so this one thing must be how it is. Now, doing this is how the media creates opinions for you. And believe it or not, this is actually okay. You can actually like DC and Marvel. You can like Batman and Iron Man. You can dislike Spider-Man and Superman. It's really okay. You can like a little bit from here and a little bit from there. This actually works with everything. For instance, we all know every story has multiple sides. So take these headlines, for example. Berkeley cancels Milo Yiannopoulos' speech and Donald Trump tweets outrage. New York Times, 2017. It's a free speech clash as Milo Yiannopoulos is shut down at UC Berkeley. LA Times, 2017. Trump threatens UC Berkeley's funding after Milo Yiannopoulos event shut down by protesters. The Verge, 2017. How Team Trump turned a small group of violent agitators into a proxy for every anti-Trump protester. Washington Post, 2017. Those are all headlines that popped up on my social media. And after a quick Google search, what I found out was over $100,000 worth of damages were done that night. Milo was relocated to safety. Fires were set, rocks were thrown, Molotov cocktails were thrown, people were beaten, people were pepper sprayed. The First Amendment was compromised. So what I'm saying here is, you guys can form your own opinions. You guys can do your own research. Take the time to open your mind. You all have smartphones. Pull it out, ask Google what the other side of the story is. You're probably not going to find the full story in one article, but you can find the pieces that are missing from your social media account. You can put it together. You can use your brain. You can form your own opinions. Who cares if your opinions are different than somebody else's? You can be the difference between the extremes. In a world where the media wants to have an opinion for you, dare to be different. Thank you.